And as we discussed yesterday with Deshaun Watson in Cleveland, once you make that major investment in the quarterback, if things don't work, it can't be the quarterback's fault. You've got to reshuffle the pieces around the quarterback.
Right.
So I think in a strange sort of way, Chris, this deal puts more pressure on head coach Brandon Staley, not less. This doesn't allow him to exhale. It allows Herbert to exhale to a certain extent. He's achieved his life-changing generational wealth. But for the head coach, I think he knows we got to do a little bit more than we did last year. Getting to the playoffs and blowing a huge lead in the wild card round is not going to be enough for 2023 because there's plenty of buzzards circling out there around that Chargers job.
Yeah, we know
it's just a matter of time before, and I don't mean buzzards in a pejorative sense, but I guess I do because there's nothing good about buzzards other than they clean up messes. But the buzzards have been circling Brandon Staley, and it's only going to get more crowded in the airspace over the Chargers as potential head coaches, guys who may be changing teams, guys who may be jumping from college, working their way up the ranks, whatever the case may be. Eyeball that as a place to go because it begins and ends with a franchise quarterback.
100. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's L.A. That's going to be, a spot people want to be in, major media market. You got the quarterback, like you said. We heard all the rumors in the offseason. Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, they were all hovering. They were the buzzards you're talking about a little bit there, hovering over the L.A. sports scene a little bit. You got that. You got an organization in the Chargers that hasn't won a Super Bowl. Head coaches love that. Yeah, they can be the one that brings you up. There's really nowhere to go down. Coaches love that. So, yeah, it's a big year for the Chargers. We know they got a ton of talent on their team. On paper, they're a playoff team. We know that, right? Brandon Staley, I feel bad for him in some ways. He made his bet in some ways as far as going for it and fourth down so much in the year one that I feel like that put him under the spotlight or the microscope a little bit more. Year two, they sign the team, they make all these big free agency acquisitions, and then the injury bug. I mean, it's hit the Chargers before Brandon Staley, with Brandon Staley, whatever, but they were decimated by injury and hung in there last year. But yes, with that talent, what they're spending in this quarterback, I'm with you, Mike. This is a big year for Brandon Staley to make sure he can solidify himself as the Chargers head coach for a little while.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.